Hi, and welcome to this free-for-all Friday edition of Focal Point on AFR Talk. We'll kind of extend the platform of questions today, talk about anything that's been in the news over this past week. And I'm debating, Jeff, when to run this Michelle Obama clip 6 about groceries and shopping, because I would love to get that in the mix.
Yeah, you said it, now you got to do it.
Okay. Jeff says I've said it, now I got to do it. So, and I want to get back to this column by this lesbian activist here, but I want you housewives, I want you moms, I want you to be teed up for this. I want to hear from you. I want you to call into this program and give me your honest reaction to the soundbite that I am about to play for you from Michelle Obama. Now, my interpretation of this is that Michelle Obama is out there saying to you, the average housewife, the average mom, the average homemaker, the average woman who is committing herself, I'm talking to you now, committing yourself to providing a home for your husband and for your children, for nurturing them, for taking care of them, for feeding them. And my interpretation of this is Michelle Obama is saying to you, you've got the IQ of a rutabaga. You've got since it's Michelle Obama, you've got the IQ of arugula. I got to tell you, I'm not even a woman. I'm not even a homemaker, and this royally teed me off. It completely offended me. Now, the backstory, and I want to see if it offends you like it does me. This is Michelle Obama yesterday at the White House, and apparently she's making some effort here to identify with women who do the grocery shopping for their families. But I want you to hear for herself what she thinks about you, how helpless she thinks you are without her help. Let's listen.
So you marched into the supermarket, you picked up a can or a box of something, you squinted at that little tiny label, and you were totally and utterly lost. So there you stood alone in some aisle in a store, the clock ticking away at the precious little time remaining to complete your weekly grocery shopping, and all you could do was scratch your head, confused and bewildered, and wonder, is this too much sugar in this product? Is 50% of the daily allowance of riboflavin a good thing or a bad thing? And how on earth could this teeny little package contain 5 whole servings? This stream of questions and worries running through your head when all you really wanted to know was, should I be eating this or not? Is this good for my kids or not? And if it is healthy, how much of it should I be eating? But unless you had a thesaurus, a calculator, a microscope, or a degree in nutrition, you were out of luck. So you felt defeated. And you just gave up and went back to buying the same stuff you always buy.
All right, women, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from homemakers. I want to hear from moms and wives who, now maybe you've got a husband that grocery shops for you, so this may be not as directly relevant to you as maybe to some, but I want to hear from moms who not only do the cooking and not only prepare meals for your family as a sacred responsibility, a sacred gift to your family, a sacred way of serving them, but you do the shopping. You pick the products that go into your meals. I want to hear from you. I want your reaction. 888-589-8840. 888-589-8840. Do you agree with Michelle Obama that you have the IQ of a rutabaga? I don't know. I don't even know what a rutabaga is, but she thinks that's what your IQ level is. And I want you I want to go back and while you're calling in, revisit some of the phrases that Michelle Obama uses to describe you. Now, I want to emphasize this. I believe that being a homemaker, being a woman who makes a home for her family, this is the highest calling that a woman can have. To be a supportive wife to her husband, to support him and the leadership that he provides in the home, to help him be a success in his career and in life, to assist him in being a good father to the family, a good father to your children. the responsibility that she discharges to create a warm, loving, nurturing environment for her entire family, her husband, and their children. To me, there is no higher calling in the universe than that. None. So it just tees me off when I hear people, feminists in particular, denigrate that role, that there's something demeaning about that, or that a woman diminishes herself when she, quote, settles for that, end quote. I remember that quote from G.K. Chesterton. I don't have it in front of me, but he said, you know, if a woman goes out, and I'm not, please understand, I'm not denigrating women that go out into the workplace. I'm not doing that. But what G.K. Chesterton was talking about is a woman who commits herself to her family. If a woman goes out into the workforce, she may be an accountant, she may be a teacher, but she is the same thing in the world to everybody. She's one thing. She's an accountant for everybody. She is a clerk for everybody. She is a manager for everybody. She is a teacher she is the same thing. She is one thing to everybody in her world. But a mother is the universe to her children. She is everything to her children. So G.K. Chesterton says, look, if I'm not going to envy a woman. I may sympathize with the challenges that a wife and mother have in raising a family. I may sympathize, but I'm never going to pity her because her job is too small. I will envy her because her job is so large. It is so huge. But anyway, 888-589-8840. Here's what Michelle Obama thinks about you. You go to the store. You're the average American woman. Love your husband. Love your family. And she says, you go into the supermarket and you scratch your head. Do you do that? Do you go into the supermarket and sit there scratching your head, confused and bewildered? I want to hear from you. Are you confused and bewildered? Are you lost when you go to the grocery store? Are you consumed with worries about what to buy and whether it's nutritious for you and for your family? Do you wish you had a thesaurus, a calculator, and a microscope and a degree in nutrition so you could just have the remote possible chance somewhere of making a decent nutritional choice for your family? Do you get defeated when you go to the grocery? Michelle Obama says you do. You get defeated. You go in there, you get confused, you get bewildered, and you just give up. You can't handle it. You can't deal with it. The worry, the pressure, the confusion is too much. So you just give up and you go back. Now, when Debbie sends me to the store, I got to tell you, when Debbie sends me to the store, this is me. I mean, I scratch my head. I'm confused. I'm bewildered. I have worries. I get defeated. She'll send me in there to, let's say, buy, maybe we're out of mayonnaise. So Debbie says, would you pick up some mayonnaise? So I go into the store. I go to the mayonnaise aisle. And I'm telling you, I am totally confused. I have no idea. Do I get the 8-ounce jar? Do I get the 12-ounce? Do I get the 16? Do I get the brand name? If I get a brand name, which brand name do I get? Or do I get the store product name? And do I look and see how much it costs per ounce? And I'll just sit there paralyzed. I kid you not. And Debbie can bear witness. It will absolutely paralyze me to be there in a grocery aisle. So what Michelle Obama is describing is me. But I will flat out guarantee you she is not describing my wife. When my wife goes grocery shopping, she knows what she's there to get. She tags it, she bags it, she brings it home, and she prepares it for the family. And Debbie, I just got a text from Debbie, and she reminded me that when I go to the store, I'm serious about this. She says, you call me, and I have to talk you through it. And she's exactly right. I go to the grocery store. I get paralyzed with fear. I remember one time I was there to get some kind of soft drink. I don't remember what it was now. But I was walking up and down the soft drink aisles trying to find it. It was some kind of cream soda, some kind of exotic cream soda. I couldn't find it in the Coke aisle, in the Sprite aisle. I walked up and down. I spent 20 minutes looking for it. I couldn't find it. I got agitated. I called Debbie. Well, you're in the wrong place in the store. It's over in the whatever beverage section, the health or nutrition whatever section of the. That never happens to Debbie. She knows what she wants. She goes in there, she tags it and bags it and brings it home. So I want to hear from some of the women in our listening audience, and I want to hear from you. Is Michelle Obama describing you? Are you scared? Are you confused? Are you bewildered? Do you have no idea how to pick good nutritional food for your family. Let's see if we can grab a call from Cynthia, Palestine, Texas. Let's start off with Cynthia. Cynthia, Palestine, Texas. Am I talking to somebody who is confused, bewildered, worried, and defeated when you go shopping?
No, sir. First of all, because I come from the era where the teachers actually taught us what we were looking and reading at. And I doubt Michelle Obama's kids are confused when they go in. You know what I'm saying? They get sugary and everything. We don't get that. First, we don't have the money to go in there and figure out which we can have something sweet or not. And it shows that she knows they've dummied our kids down so far or confused them. They don't know what they're reading, I guess. That's what she's saying.
Well, you know, I had a story in the stack today. I probably won't get to it, but the mayor of New York has thrown 700 charter school students out on the street. Doesn't want them co-locating with regular public schools, so they got no place to go next year. Meanwhile, the public schools in New York, 80% of the graduates of New York public high schools cannot read or write enough to qualify for community college. I'm not talking about Ivy League. I'm talking about getting into a 2-year community college. 80% of them can't pass a test to get into a school like that. So I guess, Cynthia, the bottom line is Michelle says, look, I'm just going to have to tell you what to buy. I can't trust you. You can't read. You can't think. You can't figure things out for yourself. So I'm going to have to tell you what you're supposed to eat and purchase and feed your family.
Yeah, Slocum here in Texas, they took the stuff off the pastries and stuff yesterday. As of yesterday, they can't have it. But yeah, Michelle Obama, why don't you get your kids to live like you're trying to get our kids to live? And guess what, honey? We can read and write, and we can vote.
All right, Cynthia. So there's a motivated homemaker. We can read, we can write, and by the way, Mrs. Obama, we can vote. All right, we'll take more of your calls coming out of the break on the subject of Michelle Obama accusing the average American homemaker of being confused, bewildered, worried, and defeated when she shops for her family. So give us a call. The number is 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840, and we will take your calls on that topic. Now, when we get back, we'll take those calls. I'll also begin talking about this column written by a lesbian activist referring to the gay Gestapo, borrowing terminology from my glossary. Back in 2. Stay with us.